Here we go. It is that time of the night, that time of the week where I yell at all the children to get off my lawn. It's the Dave 101.
It's time for Dave 101.
On the door, it's Dave! Dave, D-A-V-E!
Dave's not here! He's the killer! Yeah! He's the killer! He's a mess.
Remember the old Cinderella song? The more things change, the more they stay the same. This is what we're going to see in ufology in 2023. Look, we're already starting out with this so-called excitement that the Russians have shot down something mysterious. And allegedly, according to Jeremy Corbell, filmmaker and documentarian, that the United States government and the military has been trying to shoot them down as well. Yeah. But aren't these Chinese drones? Weren't we just told that prior to the flip of the calendar into the new year? I mean, where are we going with this? What do we want to do with this subject? We're already almost 3 months late on the UFO report. There is no timeline of when that's coming down. We hear there's going to be more congressional hearings, and we're hearing all these people, Kevin Day, Robert Salas, and many others saying, yeah, I'm going to go speak in front of Congress. When? Because nothing is happening. A whole lot of nothing. Nada, zero, zilch, zero again. And you know what? We got to expect these games, people. If you're into the subject of UFOs, you got to play the game. You have to play the game and watch and filter the BS that is coming right at you. This is why in 2023, I am pushing for a couple of things because we don't need it anymore. To my audience and to everybody involved in ufology out there, there's two things we can do to start taking back this field that we love. Number one, stop calling UFOs UAP. That is a government term. We're not supporting the government here in regards to UFOs. Why? Because they're not supporting us. How do they support us? With information. They're not giving us any information. They don't want the public to have any information. They may talk a good, tough game. They may say, hey, we're dropping the gloves on this subject like a good old hockey fight. But it isn't happening. No, we're not getting the truth. We're not getting the truth on UFOs, USOs, because those terms are still extremely relevant. And we need to start countering with what they are telling us. Because they, whether it's the military-industrial complex, any alphabet agency, or government politicians who claim to want to know about this subject and the reals about it, they don't want us to know the truth because it all falls under national security, especially below the 49th parallel. The other thing that I want you to eliminate for conversation purposes in 2023 is disclosure. Remove that word from your UFO vocabulary. Get rid of it. Don't use it. It is garbage. Yes, I'm going to be a hypocrite here because I have to use the word due to the show that we run here. But ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, there is no such thing as disclosure. Stephen Bassett and many others can talk about disclosure all they want. But my friends, there is no such thing. We're going to be calling it the confirmation from now on. You've heard me use that term for the last number of months, but that is what we are in. I had somebody in the UFO community ask me the other day, what do you mean by confirmation, Dave? I said, what the government has done is that they have confirmed that UFOs, not UAP, UFOs are here. They're around us. And we can do nothing about it because we don't know, allegedly, where they're coming from. So what I'm telling you is this. Disclosure is a dream term. Confirmation is what all the people, the suits, the military outfits are giving us when it comes to UFOs. They're confirming that there is something out there. Disclosure means give me everything. Disclosure means I want to know how many aliens survived the Roswell crash. Mr. Government and Mrs. Government, I want to know why you never bring up the crash at at San Augustine, which happened at the exact same time as Roswell, where people like Stanton Friedman believe these two craft actually collided in midair. The government should know they've got the craft. I want to know where that video to the remainder of the Holloman Air Force Base incident is, where a UFO came down from the mountains and up from the sky and landed on the Holloman Air Force Base runway. There is tape allegedly out there that has been seen of aliens getting out of the craft and meeting with military officials. We want that video. There is 8 seconds of it showing the craft coming down just before it touches the runway, and then that's all we get. I want to know what happened at Shag Harbor. I want to know what happened at Falcon Lake. I want to know the Aztec crash. I want to know Kecksburg. I want to know what happened. What was in the sky over Los Angeles in 1942? I want to know if Bob Lazar worked at Area 51. I want to know if Eisenhower really did meet with aliens and traded humans for technology. Yes, the Black Pandora's box of ufology is still remaining shut, which is why this is confirmation. Look at Lou Elizondo, a hero to many, a zero to others. Personally, I like the guy. But I want to know this. Why did we let him off the hook? Where at one point he's talking about being the face of disclosure and making this happen and working hard for the American and world public about bringing this story out to light. And then he takes a job with Space Force about UFOs with an NDA where he can't speak about it. Sure, the guy deserves a paycheck. Everybody deserves to pay their mortgage and their vehicle payments and put some money away for retirement. That's allowed. That's allowed. But isn't that a little suspicious? Talking out of both sides of your mouth? Chris Melon, the same way. I want to know why Avi Loeb has gone silent on Galileo. I want to know what this billionaire is all about for the Enigma group that now wants to become the secondary MUFON. I want to know why Dave McDonald at MUFON is so hell-bent about getting government support for MUFON and being part of the government story. Aren't you supposed to be the voice of the people? People who are listening to this, I will say this. We can take things over. I don't know if there will ever be a UFO watchdog group out there that could actually explain to us laymen what is going on truthfully. I hope that one day there is. If I got to find the people to do it, maybe I will. It's going to take a lot more work than I have time for right now. But we can all get it started. We can all get the ball rolling on what we need to do. And it starts with you, and it starts with me. Therefore, let's make 2023 the year where we eliminate the word disclosure, we eliminate the word UAP, and we start talking about this subject the way we should. UFOs, extraterrestrials, aliens, and confirmation. Imagine how much stress that'll take off you. All right? Imagine how much more understanding the conversation goes. Don't buy into the theory, well, UFO is very subjective because it could be absolutely anything, and anything could be an unidentified flying object. And it sounds so childish. We've been using this term for 60 years, but Hillary told us in 2015 it's now UAP, so we got to use UAP. No, it doesn't have to change. Look, you can call me a dinosaur all you want on these old school terms, or call me a rebel for trying to bring them back, or call me a boomer for being old school ufology, even though I don't even qualify for that right now. But nicknames are nicknames, and sometimes you got to put up with them. But the idea behind it is this. If we don't, as the public, put our foot down and say enough is enough, until the truth comes out, the real truth, not the government truth, but the real truth of what they know and governments around the world know about this subject, we're never going to get where we need to go. There is no way in hell the government will ever allow us to know their secrets. And when I say government, I mean the U.S. government. The Canadian government will do their thing. The UK government will do theirs. The Germans, the French, the Spaniards, the Australians will do theirs. So will Russia, China, Japan, India, Pakistan, Mongolia, you name it. They'll all do their own thing. But for us here, where we have control of it, in North America, where we're casting to thousands upon thousands of people each and every night, my goal for you is to help bring you the truth of what's going on. Truth is a subjective word in this field. I understand that. And a lot of podcasters, a lot of YouTubers use the word truth and throw it around like it's a dirty napkin. Not here. Not here. We're different. Why are we different? Because we let the information do the talking. We're not here for aha, gotcha moments, okay, where we take one sentence from a full page of words and focus on whatever it means, on how you delivered it. No, we're not doing that. We're looking at the facts. The facts are this. Disclosure is not happening. It's confirmation. And the word UFO leads to people who are actually trying to study this subject. UAP is a government term to throw us off. That's where we need to go. That's where we need to stand. And that's where we need to be, holding hands, working with one another to get to the bottom of these stories. Because we already know there's no such thing as evidence, because photographs can be photoshopped, videos can be edited and added with CGI. All we have is the truth about anecdotal stories. And those keep piling up as more people get more confident to tell their stories about UFOs. Think about that. Do yourself the favor. Join the team, join the bandwagon, and stop with disclosure and stop with UAP. Bring this subject back to where it needs to be. And that is a people's front on trying to find out what is going on Earth and in our universe. And that is your Dave 101 for this week. If you have a comment, concern, rant, or you don't want to agree with me, do it all. Make a comment down below. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to read what you have to say because I'm very interested. I'm very interested. I'm always interested in what our public has to say.